This has been going on for a very long time, decades. No one had the balls to call it for what it is up until this man showed up. Donald Trump is calling out South Africa for the genocide of white people. Guys, as always, welcome to the Modern Survivalist channel. What we do here is prepare. For that, you need an objective analysis of reality, which is not always easy. It's easier to be like fanatic, polarizing. No. If I see something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I say it. For example, some of the tariff war, I think it's pretty counterproductive. So we analyze that and try to see what's going on. And this, I do the exact same thing. This is something I'm fairly aware of. I've been following the situation in South Africa for many years. I've actually met South Africans escaping from South Africa years ago, over a decade ago, white people, because they're being persecuted, because there's a genocide going on. And finally, we have someone with the balls to say, yeah, this is actually happening. So, South Africa reject megaphone diplomacy with U.S., of course, because these people are horrible human beings that are persecuting white people, and that's something that's not politically correct. It's not politically correct to say that the communists in South Africa are exterminating white people. No, you cannot say that, all right? So we just don't talk about that. But finally, thank you, Trump. Please stop legalizing. Elon sent ANC to Mars. They have a sense of humor. But it's been thousands of lives lost. Horrible incidents, especially with white farmers. I've talked about this so many times. But politicians, a world leader, no. Recognize the genocide. What's the problem with people having an issue with that? Is it really that difficult to understand when genocide is going on? Published in 2018. This has been going on for decades and decades. These people persecuted, their property stolen from their families in the worst, most horrific manner you can think of. I don't even want to go into that again. I've done this so many times over the years. But hey, finally, I have asked Secretary of State, Secretary Pompeo, to close study the South African land and farm seizures and expropriations and the large-scale killing of farm... Trump, this has been happening. You don't need to send anyone to do anything. It's all online. It's been going on for a very long time, sadly. Killing South African government is now seizing land from white... No, it's not now. It's been going on for decades. There was a video, very sad. A farmer, a white farmer that was being expropriated. He was losing his farm. And the man was trying to explain the black man that would take over his property how to work the tobacco plantation. He was a humble white farmer that was working on the land. He was making tobacco and was explaining this black man that had no idea. They were both being super honest about it. Even the black man was being like, I live in the city. I'm now being given this farm from this man, and he's explaining how you do this. This guy, the white guy, was at least trying to keep his farm alive, even as it was being expropriated. And the black guy was following along with him, like, he was not really vested in that. He didn't care. I mean, he was being given a farm by the criminal government that was seizing the property from this poor man, and he was just going along with it. Okay, all right, okay, thank you. Probably that would not work anymore. That farm would be completely unproductive. The man would lose his property. The man that had no interest in even having it would take it over. It is sad. It is terrible. South Africa is being terrible, plus two longtime farmers in the country, plus two longtime farmers that they are confiscating the land and farms is much worse than that. Yeah, it is. Thousands of them being slaughtered, a bad place to be right now, and we're stopping all federal funding. Yes, because you're giving money to genocidal governments. To go a step further, any farmer with family from South Africa seeking to flee the country for reasons of safety will be invited to the United States of America with a rapid pathway to citizenship. This process will begin immediately. 3 claps. Yes, absolutely. Why? Well, because it's the right thing to do. Not only is the right thing to do, it's something that these people are very much like-minded. It's not about ethnicity. It's about what these people want, what these people represent, how aligned with the values that the American people have are they? They're very much aligned, right? These are people that are hardworking farmers. They are productive. They're pro-capitalism. These people are escaping racism. These people are escaping political persecution as well, because they tend to be a lot more pro-capitalist and free market, right, than what the communist governments in their own countries do. So yes, absolutely, you can probably welcome 100,000 farmers from South Africa, and they will not be lobbying or forming communities against the values of the United States. I don't know how many South African farmers you can welcome into the United States before you have a change in your culture, your values, and whatnot. It's probably going to be a very high number, no doubt. Why? Because they're very similar in their values and their traditions. They're going to be incorporated, and they're very much pro-American values, and they want to be part of the American society. I don't know exactly how much that is. That should be a study. If it's 100,000, 50,000, 10,000, I have no idea. Do the proper study, see how it goes, slowly see how these people integrate, and you welcome as many as you can until it becomes a detriment to American society. That's always going to be the priority. Doesn't make sense what I say here or not? All right, great. I'm happy about that. Folks, finally, we have a little bit of common sense here. I think it is desperately needed, and not only for these people finally having some justice, but also in terms of calling it out for what this South African genocide actually is. There you go. All right. Awesome. Yeah. See you on our next one. Take care.